Last week we had a quirky physical game sale where you had an opportunity to grab some cool collector's edition and some oft-forgotten titles from Best Buy. But now Nintendo says, hey, remember our games, don't forget about our titles, and they're bringing what they call a blockbuster sale. But this is not like the blockbuster that has fallen down to one store in existence. This is blockbuster in the biggest, best sense, because, Gabe, they are bringing mondo discounts to games that probably shouldn't have this sizable of a discount.
Yeah, we've said it before, and honestly, it's kind of not being true anymore, but we don't see Nintendo games go on sale very often, but, you know, this generation, it happens more often than it ever has. Zach, tell me the one little bummer about this sale here.
It's a current bummer. It may evolve into a bummer of the past. It's like that bump on your arm that you're worried about, but eventually goes away. It's currently for Nintendo of Europe only. They announced it via a PR blast, and it starts on April 11th, and it runs for 2 weeks till April 25th. But we do have time for Nintendo America or other territories to announce this sale. So keep in mind, right now it's only in Europe, but you could go create an EU, UK account and grab these games at their discounted prices because, Gabe, they're pretty good. Make sure to let us know in the comments down below which one of these impresses you the most, and if you're going to pick any of them up, and if you hope it comes stateside. Hit that like button if you enjoy the video and enjoy any of these games. Gabe, let's start with Super Mario Odyssey, which, did you know, is getting a virtual reality update in just a couple weeks.
Hadn't heard about it.
Great. I'm not going to tell you about it because it's very tiny, and I have yet to play Labo VR, so I'll hold the judgment on that. But I will tell you that 33% off for Mario Odyssey is an incredibly good deal. This takes the game down to about 33.5 pounds, 40 euros, 33% off. So if we're talking US dollars, that would be like a $39.99 sale.
Yep. I mean, hey, the biggest game on Nintendo Switch, and every time I say that, I always think of Smash Brothers, I guess. But yeah, one of the biggest games on Nintendo Switch for such a steep discount. That's awesome.
Yeah, fan-freaking-tastic, especially given that free VR update. Now you could get Mario for 40, and then you could use that 20 towards the 40 of Labo VR if you wanted to. They're also taking a discount off of one of Gabe's favorite Switch games, and I'm surprised about this one. Octopath Traveller is getting a 33% discount as well. That's a game that rarely sees a substantial price cut, or really any price cut.
Yeah, I mean, hey, turn-based, we've been playing a lot of turn-based games over here at SwitchForce, and this is one of the best ones. If you've yet to experience it, they do some very different things with storytelling because they do have the perspective of 8 different characters. I love it. There's a sequel coming at some point, and Zach's right. You don't get to have an opportunity to get this one for cheap an awful lot, so jump on it as soon as you can.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is also getting a VR update, a very fleshed out VR update. The whole dang game is going VR, and they are giving you a 30% off sale. So that brings it down to 42 pounds and 49 euros, which is still a pretty great deal, only a couple percentage points away from that Mario discount.
Yep. Hey, Zach, are you going to play the whole game in VR?
Don't know if I played the whole game in not VR.
You were supposed to say something about the sale and this being perfect for those of you that are interested in VR, but hey, we'll take that too.
$42 if it does come stateside. That's about the price that you can pay if you want to take advantage of that 30% discount. The list just continues to continue, I guess, to be more and more awesome. We have Xenoblade Chronicles 2 also getting that 33% off discount, so roughly $40. You're also going to see Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle get a 50% swipe. Now, that is one that does go on sale a lot, so maybe this isn't as much of a party as the others, but still good to see it getting such a big chunk off.
Yeah, this one, like you said, does go on sale a lot. Sometimes it's a gold edition that comes with the Donkey Kong DLC. And this one happens all over the world, not only in the UK. So, yeah, this one isn't as exciting. I love the game, and if you haven't had it, by all means, go grab it. But, yeah, we've seen this before.
Grab it, but maybe skip this one because it's 15 pounds, 20 euros. I've seen it for like 20, and sometimes even 25 with all the DLC, so probably pass on this deal. You may not want to pass, though, Gabe, on Diablo III Eternal Collection, which I think is an underrated Switch game. They're giving you a 30% off discount, so about 42 bucks. You're looking at 35 pounds, 42 euros again. It's fantastic on Switch. It may be an old game, but if looter shooters aren't your thing, maybe you want some looter action, some laction on your Switch.
some laction?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit of laction.
Yeah, I mean, Diablo 3 has a pedigree for a reason. It's a beloved franchise, and maybe what the franchise is currently doing next isn't up everyone's alley, but Diablo 3 is up everyone's alley, and I feel like so many people have probably already got the game, but it's always good to see a discount if you've been on the fence at all. Maybe try those extra skins, Zach, you could be getting. How about that? Yeah.
This is more and more your kind of thing. You're more of the villain of the show.
Okay.
Take a vote. Who's the villain? Me or Gabe? Who would be the villain?
I would vote for me.
We're both the sweetest boys that you'll find. We're just good, homegrown boys. living at home.
Nope.
I'm not growing anymore. Are you growing?
I'm not growing, but Doom!
Doom is growing. It's getting a new entry, Doom Eternal, later this year. And Doom 1 is 50% off. So you're looking at a low price of 25 pounds, 30 euros, basically $30. This one's been on sale as well, so probably another pass. But Bethesda's bringing a 33% discount also to Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, so that gets that $40 mark. I feel like we've seen both of these cheaper, if I'm honest.
Yeah, during like Black Friday and things like that, but now it's just a random day in April, so I mean, unless you're gonna wait, you're not gonna find them too much cheaper. So jump on these quickly, especially Wolfenstein, because Youngblood's coming. If you need to catch up for the story and stuff like that, do it.
I love this one. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is getting a 34% discount. They wanted to one-up the Nintendo games and say, hey, we're bringing one of Sony's former mascots over to the Switch, and it is 34% off. So you're looking at about $6. They got it listed at 23 pounds, 26.5 euros. I think Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy at full price is a fantastic pickup on Switch. It has been on sale a lot, but still a great get.
Maybe with that extra percentage, they can finally bring over Spyro. And also, just before I forget, Zach, I also think it's important to note that, go buy UK eShop cards. You mentioned it in the top here, but just in case people forgot, it's super easy to get all these games since the Switch is region free.
Yes, indeed. Okay, a couple more to get through here. LA Noire, one of my favorite Rockstar joints, is 66% off. So they're taking that all the way down to 16 pounds, 17 euros. That's a pretty sweet deal. We did see it very low around Black Friday, but I still think it is a pretty solid port and a really fun, meaty experience if your Switch cartridge hole is feeling a little empty.
I cannot tell you about my Switch cartridge hole, Zach. That is top secret information.
Well, also these aren't cartridges, so I guess it's still going to be empty. The void will not be filled. Don't try to fill your holes. Goodness gracious.
God.
Okay. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Bethesda is not talking about the Elder Scrolls 6 at E3. They're not. The scroll has yet to unfurl. It's still just so tightly clumped together. And this is a 50% discount on the last scroll. So it takes it down to 25 pounds, 30 euros. Again, all the Bethesda stuff, like good sales. We've seen better, but they're all really good ports.
It's an amazing port. One of the best on Switch, I would wager.
What about Dark Souls Remastered? If you haven't been able to play Sekiro over on PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, maybe you want to get in where this all got really going. Demon's Souls obviously is the origin point, but Dark Souls is where it picked up a lot of steam and a lot of fans. 30% off for this one. You're looking at about 24.5 pounds, 28 euros. How do you feel about Dark Souls Remastered at that price point?
I mean, at that price point, it's easier to swallow, I guess, but yeah, for something about the game makes me not want to replay it. Like, I don't know what, I just don't think it holds up super well. I much rather go and play, 2 and 3 on other platforms, and, Sekiro's out there now, and I know that's like nothing like these really, but still, From Software still doing some good stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Great stuff.
Yeah, I would still hesitate really with Dark Souls on Switch.
Would you hesitate with Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate for 42% off? Another strange number choice there. That's 29 pounds, 34.8 euros, you're looking at, you know, roughly like 35 bucks.
Yes. I would still hesitate.
You would still hesitate, yeah. It's not Monster Hunter World. It's not the new Monster Hunter, which is inevitably coming at some point. I think, honestly, of this list, I know a lot of people are a fan of that style of Monster Hunter, but that one to me is the big pass. Everything else, I think, is super fun. It's just what price point. But Gabe, let's help them out a little bit. Give me a couple picks here for what you think fans should target.
Before I give you those, can I give you one other thing?
Yes.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Amazon for $49.94. That is the biggest game on Switch. It's not a huge discount, obviously, and that's worldwide. You can just go get it anywhere. It's on Amazon. It's on sale. It's about $10 off. So just wanted to give that little shout out for maybe people that aren't in the UK, Zach. So I'm going to give you that. Now I can give you probably the two games I would get here. All right. This is tricky. You're going to need to follow me a little bit here. Wolfenstein 2, because Youngblood is coming. And I'm very excited for Youngblood.
Yes, you are. You talk about that a lot.
I'm like legit hyped for it. So I would say maybe that to catch up. And I really think people need to experience Hyrule in VR. So we'll go with Breath of the Wild. That game sold an awful lot. So chances are you guys already have it. But if you don't, now's your opportunity to do so. And maybe your first playthrough of Breath of the Wild could be in VR. That could be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I gotta second that Breath of the Wild pickup. We did just have Mario Day, so Odyssey has been on sale recently. I haven't seen a whole lot of Breath of the Wild love as of late, so let's pick that as one of my choices. Also, as you mentioned, that free VR update, if you are going to grab the Labo kit, maybe a nice bundle. I wonder if they'll bundle anything of that sort. Probably not.
No.
They've got a lot of potential hardware, but it would be nice to see. I think that would be nifty. I'm also going to go... And I don't know why I have such a soft spot for this game on Switch, but I think Diablo III Eternal Collection
I don't know why
is like a real...
well,
it's
wait,
a really
hold
good
on,
time.
I do know why. We can't say why, but yeah, I know why.
It's a really good time. Just like Gabe fell in love with Rico on Switch, and now he carries that forward in hopes that I will be his co-op partner in Youngblood. I hope that Gabe will be my co-op partner in Diablo 3. Still waiting on you, Gabe, sitting in this Eternal Dungeon waiting. No, I think it's good. 30% off. Pretty solid, and it's just nice to see Nintendo like ping-ponging around from having big indie discounts to then big major, you know, like retail game discounts. And you're right, the discourse is completely changing of Nintendo does not put their big games on sale. Well, yes, they do, and frequently and often. And I don't think there's ever been a generation where the big Mario, the big Zelda go on sale like this, and I'm very interested to see if something similar happens with Smash Bros, or if that will retain evergreen status more so than these others, because you're right, it is just a complete change of pace from what we're used to with these main Nintendo mascots.
Speaking of change of pace, I also think it's important to note that even if this doesn't come to America, it's cool to give some love to the people across the pond every once in a while, because, you know, very often we have American sales featured here on the channel. We know that a lot of you watch from other parts of the world, and you know, a lot of you in Europe. So we hope that you enjoy this, because this sale seems to, at the very least for right now, be all about you and people that are okay with buying region-free cards. But yeah, I still think that's a good change of pace as well.
Indeeder. Well, go grab some of these games. Let us know what you pick up in the comments down below. It's kind of a lull right now, so maybe a good time to grab something and then pocket the savings for a later title. Maybe a direct. Maybe Nintendo's ready to announce something. Either way, this sale lasts for 2 weeks, which I think is pretty good, so you got a good amount of time to take advantage if you're in the UK/Europe, or if you're here and want to create a new account. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy your week. For myself and Gabe, thanks again. SwitchForce out.